Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. Well, I just got off the phone with Jigger Jim, and he's one of the few fishermen I know that still goes out all the time on Black Lake. So many people now have gone to other things, but he said yesterday he was on the lake. It was foggy. There was no sunlight or anything. It was calm. The water was as calm as can be, and he and his buddy Dennis caught 30 plus bass yesterday. Now, that's a great day on any body of water, but it illustrates what the conditions are right now in some of these waters. Now, Black Lake has a population of both largemouth and smallmouth bass in really good numbers. And this time of the year, the smallmouths, while they are a school fish all the time, really come together in bigger groups, and they sort of orient around rocky structure. Now, I don't know if Jim was fishing rocky structure, but catching 30-some fish is a lot. Within those 30-some fish, there were 3 or 4 largemouth, which means both species of bass will mix together at different times. Jim was using a jig, and he was using a jerkbait. Dennis was using the same thing, but Jim caught a lot more fish. And I said, Jim, why? He says, I'm going to tell you. It's about technique. It's about position in the boat. And he said, if we were horny toad fishing, then Dennis is just a champion at that. So what it boils down to is every type of fishing you do has a certain technique that will make it better or worse. Now, Jim said he has a seat that can go up and down, and he's sitting in the front of the boat, so it allowed him to be higher up above the water, which allowed him to use the rod in a different manner, which, again, I'm using that word allowed a lot, allowed him to jerk that jerkbait without the rod hitting the boat. A little thing, but yet it seemed to make a difference in how the lure went through the water. One of the things that I find really interesting in talking to Jim about this, he said those fish were all so fat. And he says, of course, I don't know what they were eating because I don't keep them. I don't fillet them, so I don't know what was making their stomachs so full. But both species, and he says it's kind of been that way all summer long. People wonder about Black Lake. They wonder, well, how is the health of the lake? Well, I got to tell you, the forage base is extraordinary, and those predator fish like bass and pike and so forth, they have a tremendous diet to work with, and that allows those fish to be fat. If you catch fish in a body of water with a great big head and a thin body, that's not a good sign. It means nutrition isn't up to snuff, and those fish might even be getting close to the end of their life. So the report from Black Lake is excellent. There's some great fishing still to be had there. And right now, this time of the year, the smallmouth bass fishing can be fantastic. And this has been this way it's almost been like a secret through all the decades. I remember years ago, there was a person that lived on Black Lake, and he had a business there, and he used to tell me, he says, wait until late fall, and there won't be a lot of fishermen on the lake, and I will take you out for smallmouth bass, and you won't believe it. And that was the case decades ago, and it's the case today. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.